As the brothers gathered in the International Spirituality Center in Lusaka, they were joined with the friends of the brothers and with brothers from the various surrounding areas. As the opening ceremony started at the gates of ISC and moved to the hall of the center, the closing ceremony reverses the process, beginning in the hall and ending at the entrance to ISC. The ceremony opens with the music from St. Joseph's English Choir from Kamanga Church.
So on behalf of the Christian brothers, I would like to welcome you to this ceremony of missioning. We shall be missioning 20 brothers going into Western Province. And the brothers will be going to form communities in Mongo, in Limulunga, in Senanga, and in Mwamba. So the formation of these communities is the result of the initiative of our way into the future that these brothers are going into. It's a new venture in the congregation, and so we're all excited that this is happening and happening here in Zambia.
Brother Nsamu Monga welcomed the assembled people and introduced Brother Peter Dowling, Deputy Congregation Leader.
Dare be my disciples. In you I am doing something new. We know these words from our 2008 congregation chapter in Munnar in India. The Spirit has moved us to accept our way into the future as our choice of living our religious brotherhood as a congregation. We're all called to live in a new way, and some of us, you particularly, are the ones who have publicly said yes.
It was very encouraging to have both brothers Peter Dowling and Richard Welsh from the congregation leadership team in Rome at this missioning ceremony. Their support for this new initiative is very important. Brother Melvin Fernandez and his companions, sharing on their experience of the 14-week training program, gave the people assembled a good idea of what went on during those 14 weeks of preparation.
The 14 weeks of the orientation program covered a wide array of topics. To help us make the transition into living and working in a totally new cultural setting, various presenters spoke to us about African worldview and traditions, and more particularly Lozi culture. Much time was spent trying to attain a better understanding of oneself and others with the view of building better communities. The theory was followed by immersion in a community. I spent a week with a farming family about 30 kilometers from Mazabuka. It was a wonderful experience of generosity and welcome for me. And I feel like as if I was actually a son in that family. It was a wonderful experience.
The Spirit of the Lord has been given to me.
When John Nyamba read the gospel passage about the missioning of Jesus and his anointing, it reminded us that each of the brothers going to Western Province is going as a disciple of Jesus and is anointed to share the good news. As each brother was anointed, they were missioned by the congregation to be true disciples of Jesus and faithful companions of Edmund Rice. When Mr. and Mrs. Limata presented the brothers with a Lozi beret, they were effectively saying that these brothers will enter into Western Province and participate fully in the life of the Lozi people. The choir from St. Joseph's Kamanga really added a joy and vibrancy to the whole day. They entered into the spirit of the day with great enthusiasm. When the brothers for the new communities sat in their community groupings at the entrance to ISC, they were making a statement that they would live community life with a sense of commitment to brotherhood.
And I'm starting with our founder, Blessed Edmund Rice, who died in 1844.
Brother Michael de Klerk, the province leader for Africa, poured libation to the ancestors, calling upon them to bless this occasion and to go with his brothers on the exciting adventure of our way into the future. He mentioned Edmund and invited the group to mention other names. This mention of our Christian brother ancestors was an inspiring reminder of those brothers who had gone before us in the mission of evangelization in Africa. When the people stood around the seated communities and extended their hands in blessing, they were offering their support to these brothers who will venture forth into Western Province. As the choir sang the final song, the people entered into the spirit of the day, and everyone seemed inspired by what was the beginning of a real adventure of the brothers. This was a special day in the life of the congregation of Christian brothers. Many people wished the brothers every blessing at the beginning of this move to Western Province, and they expressed a wish that each brother would find the challenge life-changing and life-enhancing.
I've come to the conclusion that this is where God would like me to be, in the Western Province.
I'm looking forward to go and learn the language so that I participate fully with the community.
Well, the whole thing excites me. This is such a new venture. It's so important for our congregation.
I believe in the Spirit which is moving the congregation, and that actually gives me motivation that actually I can do it.